Can add anything to himself. Right? Go ahead.
If he then be not able to do that thing which is least.
See, that's least. You ain't able to do that. What?
Why take ye thought for the rest?
Why you worried about the rest of it, man? You call me your heavenly Father. Father take care of his children. You calling me something you don't even believe I am. Oh, ye of little faith. Go ahead.
Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not.
Right.
And yet I say unto you that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these. And then, if then God so clothed the grass, which is today in the field, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith?
That's good. He asking you the question. Ponder on that. Go over to Luke the 16th chapter while we're thinking about it. O ye of little faith, how much more are you better than the fowls and the lilies to the Lord? Luke 16, verse 13. Luke 16 and 13. Luke 16 and 13. Hearken to the scripture.
No servant can serve two masters.
And the Lord mean that. That's why I keep reading it. No servant. If you a servant, you don't have two masters. You only got one. I guarantee you, if you got a master, they tell you to do something, and another man come and tell you to do something opposite of your master will have a problem with you. He's gonna punish you if you didn't obey me, and I'm your master. He's not your master. No man can serve two masters. Go ahead.
For either he will hate the one,
yes,
and love the other,
and he will,
or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
That's right.
You cannot serve God and mammon.
You can't serve God and material things, earthly wealth. It's impossible. He keeps telling us this for a reason, because he knows modern day Christians and even the old time, we're gonna try it out. We're going to try it out. You letting us know all the time, don't do this. It's not worth it. You cannot serve me and the world. Go ahead.
And the Pharisees also who were covetous.
See, now he exposed them. He letting us know how the Pharisees were. They was covetous. So that's why they had a problem with them teaching this way. Go ahead.
Heard all these things and they derided him. And he said unto them,
what?
Ye are they which justify yourselves but before men.
That's right.
But God knoweth your hearts. For that which is highly esteemed amongst men is abomination in the sight of God.
That's right. That's key. Thing we hold the highest, money, earthly possessions. You know, we esteem that stuff real high, to the point where it overtakes us spiritually. When the Lord said the things that men esteem high, it's abomination to me. Because we esteem high, and then you know what comes with it? Unrighteousness. Unrighteousness. We get a little money, you start thinking you're better than the next man. Well, I don't understand. Y'all both drive a car, you both got a job, you both work, you both gonna die. What makes you better? Because your clothes got a horse on it and his got an eagle? Come on now, that's dumb. It's abomination to the Lord, the thing that's highly esteemed amongst men. Right? And even stuff like sports. I use sports because I like to play sports. I used to. Football. We got millions of homeless people, and we spend billions of dollars on a sports stadium. No homeless people can't live in there. And then you know what we do? We glorify the people who play in. We glorify the people who build. These men are wicked though. They spend $1 billion and it's only 1 million homeless people. Come on now. They rich toward themselves and poor towards God. And then we glorify those things, and then you know what it becomes? Idolatry. Yeah. We spread it throughout the earth. That's an idol. It's another God. You can't serve God and mammon. You let you know that. He proved it. All right? Let's see what the Lord say. Proverbs 22:1. For the ways of the Lord, you know, the riches and things of the Lord are things you can't buy. Those are real riches. You know, because if you can't buy them, that means they won't expire. They're eternal. We're going to get a real good example. These next couple of verses. Proverbs 22:1. 22:1. Proverbs. Hearken to the scripture.
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
A what?
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Mm-hmm. And love and favor rather than silver and gold.
All right, love and favor. You know what that is? We call that grace. He said that stuff is rather to be chosen than silver and gold. A good name is more to be desired than silver and gold. Because you can't buy a good name. You can't buy a reputation. You know, people know you. The Lord tell you, even a child is known by his ways. All right, you can't. That's something you can't buy. But that's precious, right? Let's go a little bit further. Let's go backwards a little bit. Proverbs 16:8. Read that 7th verse right here while we in that 22nd chapter.
Verse 2.
Verse 6. You didn't read 2? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, my fault.
The rich and poor meet together.
All right. Okay, so no matter what, the rich and poor meet together. It's one event that happens to everybody. We know what that is. That's that. Go ahead.
The Lord is the maker of them all.
That's right. The rich and poor, no matter what, sooner or later, you're going to meet in the same place. Because the Lord is the maker of you all. No matter how rich you are, you can't extend your life. That's what they're trying to do with all this science and nanotechnology. It's not working. It's not working. Man still dying between that set time that the Lord gave you. Right? Okay, now let's go back. Read that 7th verse.
Verse 7. The rich ruleth over the poor.
Right.
And the borrower is servant to the lender.
That's right. So the Lord is giving us some good standards. He let you know. The rich ruleth over the poor. And they do. Even to this day. The borrower is servant to a lender. That's why the Lord, once you borrow something, you become a servant to your lender because you got to pay them back because you gave the word. Or just like when you buy a new car. You know, you put your little down payment down and you not only get your little car, but you got a loan. So you done borrow it from the bank in order to get that loan. Man, you're a servant to them because you got to work for it. Sometimes you may have to overwork. If you stop working, guess what? They're going to come get your vehicle. So you are serving unto that lender until you pay it out. Right? Go back to chapter 16. We'll read verse 8. So the Lord, He likes for a man to work for what you give. Right? It's fair. Verse 8. (16 and 8). Go ahead.
Better is a little with righteousness.
Better is a what?
A little with righteousness.
So better is a little with righteousness than
great revenues without right.
That's right. And great revenues and great riches without any kind of righteousness. Drop down to verse 16. That's what the parable was about. Go ahead.
How much better is it to get wisdom than gold?
That's right.
And to get understanding rather than to be chosen. Rather to be chosen than to silver.
That's right. The Lord asked the question. These things are better than money. He said, how much better is it to get wisdom than fine gold? And understanding is to be chosen rather than silver. Because the Lord, you tell you, with these things you can get riches. Right? You can't buy wisdom and understanding. That comes from the Lord. Read verse 1. You'll see. Go ahead. Back up to verse 1. Go ahead.
The preparations of the heart of man and the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
That's right.
All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but the Lord weigheth the spirits.
Right. So the preparations of a man's heart and the answers from the Lord. So that's something you can't buy. It said understanding is better than silver. Wisdom is better than gold. Read verse 22. Go ahead.
Understanding is a wellspring of life.
That's right, the wellspring of life. That's eternal life. That's what he told that lady at the well. If you drink of this water, it'll spring up into eternal life. You will never thirst. Go ahead. So that's what understanding helps you. Right? Go ahead.
Unto him that hath it.
Unto him that hath it.
But the instruction of fools is folly.
That's right. Instructions of fools is folly. But understanding is a wellspring of life. You can't buy that. A fool can get rich. We saw it with the parable we just read. The Lord called him a fool. He said, "Thou fool, tonight your life is required." You done spent your whole life wallowing around in riches, but you haven't spent no time learning who God is. Now you gotta learn the hard way. Right? Proverbs 3. Proverbs 3. We'll start at verse 13. Proverbs 3 and 13. Hearken to the scripture.
Happy is the man that findeth wisdom.
Happy is the man that get money.
Happy is the man that findeth wisdom.
Happy is the man that get riches.
Wisdom.
He is happy. He said, find it. I mean, it ain't just laying everywhere, right? You got to work for it. He said, happy is the man that findeth wisdom.
And the man that getteth understanding.
Right. Go ahead.
For the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold.
That's right.
She is more precious than rubies, and all the things that canst desire are not to be compared unto her.
Right, that's how valuable it is. Everything and anything that you can desire on this earth is not even to be compared to wisdom. Right? He used rubies and gold and silver, because those are the finer things. Those are things that man esteem high. Right? But he said these ain't even to be compared to wisdom and understanding. All right, go ahead.
16. Lift the daisies in her right hand.
This is why. This is the type of fruits that wisdom and understanding bear out. He said length of days, or in her right hand. And he means physical and spiritual. Go ahead.
And in her left hand, riches and honor.
See, by wisdom and understanding, you can even get riches. And honor. Go ahead. The honor, that's their good name. It's rather to be chosen. Go ahead.
Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace.
Right.
She is a tree of life to them that lay hold upon her.
She is a what?
Tree of life to them that lay hold upon her.
That's what we're looking for, a tree of life, eternally. Something you can't purchase with money. That's why even the wages of sin, you can't buy your soul back. Right? The Lord ain't going to take no pay. We're going to read that later on. He's going to say, you that trust in your riches, I ain't going to spoil it. Keep going. Go ahead.
And happy is everyone that retained her.
That's right. Retain it. And you can get it and lose it. But happy is the man that keep it. Go ahead.
The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth.
So you tell me how valuable wisdom is. Look at everything out here. You can't even understand this stuff with your mind. How the Lord make trees and grass and the sun be this close to the earth and not burn it up, and the moon. And this stuff don't never get out of course. You can't even wrap your mind around this type of wisdom and understanding. But the Lord was like, by the world is created by wisdom and understanding. Go ahead.
By understanding hath he established the heavens.
By understanding hath he established the heavens. And you know what he said? His word is his knowledge and wisdom is so infinite, man can't even search out the foundations of the earth. Outer space, none of that. These people ain't been in no moon. The Lord said, you can't search it out. You ain't never been to Disney World, and you know exactly how much gas it takes for you to get there. You ain't never been to the moon. How do you know that rocket ain't gonna run out of gas? You can't measure that. He said it's past the ways of man finding out. But they tell us anything. Go ahead.
20.
Yes.
By his knowledge
By his knowledge, what?
The depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew.
Right, that's a wonderful thing. You wake up in the morning, ain't even rain, but the grass wet. Right? That's gonna blow your mind when you do have time to sit back and think about it. How you can look at that water and it can only go so far. It won't even come up on the land and ain't no gate or nothing to block it off. That's amazing. Go ahead.
21. My son, let not them depart from thine eyes. Keep sound wisdom in discretion.
That's right. Sound wisdom and discretion. You know what sound wisdom is? I shall not steal, commit adultery, kill. Right? Because the Lord said, keep these commandments. They're going to be your wisdom amongst the nations. All right, go ahead and read.
22. So shall they be life unto thy soul.
See, and then what he tell the man, if you want to get into eternal life, keep the commandments. Go ahead.
And grace to thy neck.
That's right.
Then shall thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble.
That's like I did a lesson a few weeks ago. Called the decree is set, but there's power in keeping the commandments. Let you know, it's a decree set to kill the children of Israel, but the power you got is the keeping of the commandments. Is what the Lord telling you here. He said, then shall you walk safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. Right? Commandments do more than you just, they good for more than just reading them. All right? That's what he's letting you know. They're ornament of grace around your neck. They're your protection. They're your wisdom amongst the nations. Their lifestyle. And if you want eternal life, that's how you get it, by these commandments. Right? Proverbs, where we at? Proverbs the 8th chapter now. Proverbs the 8th chapter. We just learning a little bit about riches and wisdom and what's real riches to the Lord, what the Lord considers riches. Because we know what riches are to us. But our riches are going to deteriorate after a while. The riches of the Lord, they last forever. And He giving us a chance to earn those type of riches. Proverbs, the 8th chapter, verse 10. 8 and 10. Talking to the script.
Receive my instruction.
Yes.
And not silver.
See? Yeah. Receive my instruction and not silver. You don't get silver, but this is more important. Go ahead.
And knowledge rather than choice gold.
How many times he gonna say this? That gold ain't good for nothing but to wear around your neck. It's a medium of exchange. But these commandments, they spring up into everlasting life. Go ahead.
For wisdom is better than rubies.
That's right.
And all the things that may be desired are not to be compared to it.
He said this earlier. Everything that your little heart can desire can't compare to it. Go ahead.
Wisdom dwell with prudence, and find out knowledge of witty inventions.
That's right. What verse you at?
That was the end of 12.
Okay, go ahead.
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
That's right.
Pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate.
That's right. Go ahead.
Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I have understanding. I have strength.
This is all of the things that are of the Lord. Counsel, wisdom, sound, strength. But the things he hates, arrogancy, pride. See, those are things that keep you hot-minded and puffed up. Like you said, everything hot-minded or highly sought after man is an abomination to the Lord. Go ahead.
15. By me kings reign.
That's right.
And princes decree justice.
That's right, because he said he wisdom. You can get riches by wisdom and knowledge and understanding. He said, I am all that. And by me, even kings even reign. Go ahead.
By me princes rule.
Yep.
And nobles, even all the judges of the earth.
That's right. And those are the people we look up to. All right? The Lord said, by me they rule. Go ahead.
I love them that love me.
You do what?
I love them that love me.
That's the key. And how do you show you love the Lord?
Keep the commandments.
He said, you gotta, if you love me, keep my commandments. If you hate me, you don't have to keep them. But it's still gonna be a payment. I'm still gonna reward you according to your work, regardless. All right, go ahead.
I love them that love me.
I love them that love me. I thought sweet Jesus loved everybody. Huh? I can't let this go. I thought the Lord loved everybody. Don't say that. He said, I love them that love me. Go ahead.
And those that seek me.
And those that seek me.
Early shall find me.
Shall find me. Go ahead. Same thing he said about wisdom. Go ahead.
Riches and honor are with me.
Who and what?
Riches and honor are with me.
What kind?
Yea, durable riches and righteousness.
That's right. Durable riches. The kind that last eternally. And righteousness. Go ahead.
My fruit is better than gold.
Is what?
My fruit is better than gold.
He keep telling us that. We just desiring the wrong type of riches because our mind have been trained by society, by the world. But one thing we forget is the world is antichrist. The world is against God. Go ahead. That's why he called us out of the world. Come out of the world, be ye separate. Go ahead.
Yea, than fine gold, and my revenue than choice silver.
That's right. Our payment is better than choice silver. Go ahead.
I lead in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the path of judgment,
right? That
I may cause those that love me to inherit substance.
That's right. He may cause those that love him to inherit substance. And this substance you're going to inherit ain't going to fade away. Go ahead.
And I will fill their treasures.
They're going to do what?
Fill their treasures.
That's what he told the apostles. You ain't serving me for nothing. In a regeneration, though, that's the time you're going to get your reward. Go ahead. What verse?
That was the end of 21.
Okay, that's good. Let's go Proverbs 12. We're going to read one verse. We just need to know how the Lord is, you know. He always showed you. And he always got a thing for the diligent person. Proverbs 12:24. Go ahead.
A prudent man concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaimeth foolishness.
A prudent, wise man, he concealeth knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaim foolishness. Go ahead.
The hand of the diligent shall bear rule, but the slothful shall be under tribute.
That's right. The slothful is going to be under tribute to the rich, just like what he was letting you know earlier about the borrower and the lender. The borrower is servant to the lender. This is all I'm saying. So our thing is we need to be diligent in whatever you're doing, especially in serving the Lord. But because he letting you know on the opposite end about the slothful man, you're going to be under tribute to the diligent. Because the Lord tell you about me, kings reign. We love it. Proverbs 10, verse 1. Proverbs 10 and 1. Proverbs 10 and 1. Go ahead.
The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son maketh a glad father, but the foolish son is the heaviness of his mother.
That's right. Glad father, that's our Father, the heavenly Father. A wise son maketh a glad father. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Treasures of wickedness profited nothing.
That's right. So we let you know. Treasures of wickedness have no profit. Go ahead.
But righteousness delivereth from death.
See, that's the thing. No matter how much treasure, no matter how much money you got, you can't buy eternal life. That's the ultimate payment. That's the ultimate prize. That's what we need to be spending our money on. Chasing after the lane, chase for goods and services and treasure and gold. Eternal life. Go ahead.
Verse 3. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famine.
See, that's what he told us that with all those proverbs that we read. He's not going to suffer the soul of the righteous to famish. Go ahead.
But he casteth away the substance of the wicked.
That's right. He loved them that love him. Go ahead.
He becometh poor that dealeth with the slack hand.
That's right. So we let you know. Once again, this is the slothful. You dealing with a slack hand, say he that deal with a slack hand become poor. You're not going to do what it takes. Physically and spiritually. Go ahead.
But the hand of the diligent maketh rich. He that gathereth in summer is a wise son. But he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causeth shame.
That's right. And he's talking about summer being our lifetime. You need to gather up treasures in heaven for yourself while you can. Because when the Lord come back with that harvest, it's going to be according to your word. Verse 22. Verse 22. Go ahead.
The blessing of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he added no sorrow with it.
Okay, so that's how you know. The blessing of the Lord. If you in a controversy whether your blessing is coming from God or not, this is how you can tell. The blessing that the Lord give you, it's going to be pure. Right? And he said it's going to be with no sorrow added. The blessing of the Lord make you rich, and no sorrow is added to it. So he ain't going to give you a job and then make you work on the Sabbath. He don't do that. That's variableness. All right, that blessing ain't from God. But God going to give you a job and you'll be off on the Saturday. That's how you can tell whether it's from him or not. Because it don't add sorrow. If the Lord, if you've been blessed with a job and you're a Saturday keeper, they tell you got to work every other Sabbath, your soul is sorrowful. You hate to go in on that Sabbath. Right, that blessing ain't from God. Now let's go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 2. We're going to deal with the richest man ever. Let's start at Ecclesiastes. What time, man? Let's start at 2, chapter 2. I was going to do 1. Let's start at 2, verse 4. Because whatever could be done or gotten on this earth, Solomon had. So if anybody was able to speak on it, this would be a good example. Right? But this man had wisdom and understanding too. He understood the place of everything. Verse 4. Ecclesiastes 2 and 4. Harken to the script.
I made me great works.
Like what?
I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards.
Houses, plural, right? Planted vineyards, plural. Man had substance. Go ahead.
I made me gardens. And orchards. And I planted trees in them.
And what else?
Of all kind of fruit.
That's right.
I made me pools of water.
Right.
To water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees.
That's right.
I got me servants and maidens and had servants born in my house.
Right.
Also I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me.
That's right. So he had more riches than anybody in Jerusalem. Right. Go ahead.
I gathered me also silver and gold, and the peculiar treasure of kings and of the provinces.
Right.
I gave me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men as musical instruments, and that of all sorts. So
whatever kind of earthly possession you can desire, Solomon had. So we let you know, whatever you think you done did, I've done it. That's why the Bible tell you ain't nothing new under the sun. The things that were, but the things that will be. All right, so he's going to let you know, it don't matter. I had. Go ahead.
So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem.
And what else?
Also my wisdom remained with me.
That's right. So not only did he have those riches, his understanding remained with him. Right, go ahead.
And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them.
All right, so whatever I wanted, I got it. Go ahead.
I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labors.
That's right. So his heart rejoiced in all his labor. Go ahead.
And this was my portion of all my labors.
For what?
Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought.
All right, so all this stuff he had. And now he's saying, now, once I sat down, I began to look on all of the things I had, and I considered the reward of my labor. Go ahead.
And of the labor that I had labored to do, behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit.
But you had everything. What you mean? You have things people desire, people die to try to obtain. But this man said this stuff is vanity and vexation of spirit. Let's see why he said that. Go ahead.
And there was no profit under the sun.
Ain't no profit. Only, like I told you earlier, there's only so much stuff you can buy. Only so much stuff you can get. All right? Go ahead.
12. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king?
Right. So he said, what? Ain't nothing that I have done that can be done more. Go ahead.
Even that which hath been already done. Then I saw the wisdom excelleth folly.
That's right. Wisdom does excel folly. Go ahead.
As far as light excelleth darkness.
And that's how far apart they are. Go ahead.
The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness.
That's right.
And I myself perceived also that one event happened to them all.
Right.
Then said I in my heart, as it happened to the fool, so it happened even to me.
Right.
And why was I then more wise?
Right. So he talking about the one event that happened to everybody. So no matter how rich he was, he realized that just like the poor man, we both gonna die. And then what's gonna be the reward of all that stuff I worked for? What's the profit in it? Go ahead.
Then I said in my heart that this also is vanity.
Right.
For there is no remembrance of the wise more than of the fool forever.
That's right. That's what it let you know. We gonna have the same remembrance of us once we deceased. Go ahead.
Seeing that which now is, and the day to come shall all be forgotten.
That's right. So a day gonna come when all of them gonna be forgotten, the rich and the poor, small and the great. Go ahead.
And how died the wise? As the fool.
The same way. So what he's saying, the wise don't die no better than the fool. You die the same. Go ahead.
Therefore I hated life.
Right.
Because the work that is wrought under the sun is grievous unto me. For all is vanity and vexation of spirit.
And I ain't going to show you why he said it was grievous. Go ahead.
Yea, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun.
Right, but he had great possession. His labor had gotten him great possession. They ain't saying, I hate all of that. Go ahead.
Because I should leave it unto the man that shall be after me.
That's why. You're taking all of this stuff, but the point is you can't take it with you. See, that stuff is grievous to me. Because now with his wisdom, he realized somebody else gonna get my stuff. Right? Go ahead.
19. And who knoweth whether he shall be wise man or fool?
Right, the one that come after me, speaking of. That he gonna leave his stuff to. His earth, his mammal, right? He said, who know whether he shall be wise or a fool. Go ahead.
Yet shall he have rule over all my labor wherein I have labored.
Right.
And wherein I have showed myself wise under the sun.
Right, so he said, I done showed myself wise. That's how I attain this stuff. And now I'm going to have to die and leave it to the next man. And who know if he going to be wise or foolish. That's why he's saying it's vanity. It don't have any profit. All right, go ahead.
This is also vanity. Therefore I went about to cause my heart to despair of all the labor which I took under the sun.
Go ahead.
But there is a man whose labor is in wisdom and in knowledge and in equity.
Right.
Yet to a man that had not labored therein shall he leave it for his portion.
That's right.
And this also is vanity and a great evil.
Right. So he even speaking on the wisdom half of it now. So no matter what, that's why he said, it don't even matter because the wise ain't gonna die no better than the foolish. Because all of the wisdom that he labored to achieve and stuff, he's going to tell it to somebody else. He's going to end up